Hello. In this assignment, you will be creating a presentation that you will share on the discussion board, and then you will respond to peers' presentations so that you can see or you can learn from their ideas, and you will also have your own ideas that you get to share and hear reflections about. So there's a few steps to this assignment. This assignment is you thinking about your classroom or early learning environment. You want to think about your environment, your schedule, your expectations, and procedures. So, first step is you will create a presentation. You can use Google Slides, PowerPoint. You can use any way that you would like to visually display these different prompts. So, in your presentation, I would like you to think about how you will have your physical environment laid out. So, you can make a map, you can list the different spaces that you would have. And then, once you have this first physical environment slide or visual, you would have to think and answer within your visual how your physical environment would build positive and predictable learning environment, support the development of relationships, support students' behaviors and social interactions, reduce students' stress, and provide a safe and challenging learning environment. So, each one of these 5 slides or sections of your presentation would answer each of these prompts. So once you have thought of your physical environment and you have either designed it or laid it out in some way, then you would have an area where you would answer these prompts. Next, you would think of a schedule. Now, you could have an all-day schedule, you could have a half-day schedule, you could have a 3-hour schedule. However, your classroom or early childhood environment would be designed. And you want to think about the schedule using all of these wonderful readings for the week. So you want to make sure that you're going back into lesson 3 readings, presentations, and you're going back and you're thinking, what would a great schedule look like? So going back to some of these readings, such as what does a high quality preschool classroom look like? Creating a yes environment. And also going back to the presentations, what would an Eckers or Itters classroom look like? What would your design look like? And especially thinking about transitions. So when you're thinking about your schedule, you really want to be thinking about those transitions. How many transitions do I have? Because the more transitions you have, would it build a positive and predictable environment? Would it support students' behaviors and social interactions? And remember, stress is huge when it comes to transitions. So you really want to make sure that not only are you designing a schedule, but you're coming back down here to part 6 and you're answering each one of these prompts within that slide about your schedule. Expectations. You want to clearly define expectations for all appropriate settings, such as free play, centers, the playground, and routine areas. So thinking, what are your expectations? And then the second part to that slide would be answering these prompts. How are your expectations building a positive and predictable learning environment? And going through each prompt. You will then go through procedures. So you want to think about this procedures such as how will they be done? Thinking about how will these expectations be carried out? For example, if you have children come in, put their backpack away, and pick up their name and put it in the I am here at class today pocket, those would be a procedure for arrival. You can think of 4 key times in the day to write out the procedures. So expectations would be different. You would be thinking, what are you expecting the children to do, such as how would they act? Whereas the procedure is a step-by-step of what they would do. You also need to think about a safety plan. How would you exit the classroom? What are the emergency or lockdown procedures of your environment? And for each one of these 5 slides, you would then make sure that you are planning out each section, but then answering each prompt. So what I really would love for you to think about is not only, okay, how do I lay out my classroom, but going deeper. How do I lay out my environment that also builds this positive, predictable learning environment, builds relationships, reduces stress? You want to take it the next level to think through how all of these different areas could affect behaviors. So once you have your presentation, it could be a slideshow that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slides, and on each slide you're answering each of the 5 areas and then answering the prompts. Or you can do it a more creative way. Just make sure that you have these 5 sections, and within each section, you're answering the prompt. So that's your first step. You want to come up with a presentation. And remember, you're using the reading from the week, so make sure you go back to the viewings and all the wonderful, rich resources that have been provided. And then after you make your presentation, you are going to prepare a screencast. So essentially, you are going to make a video just like I'm making, but you will show your presentation and talk us through it. So it's about 5 to 10 minutes screencast, and all right here, recording and uploading your screencast. This is all walked through for you. So Screencast-O-Matic is something that you can use, and you can see I have it up here on mine as well. It's very user-friendly, and we have walked you through the entire process. So to make a screencast, you can go in and download the application, and then the application will allow you to video your screen and also video your voice. So it's very, very easy. It's much easier than doing slide by slide voiceovers. And the best part is, after you make your screencast, you're going to upload it to YouTube. And YouTube will be a very easy link that you can just put into the discussion board. So first you're going to make your presentation, and that is the big part of the assignment. Your presentation will have all of the details from the assignment. And then once you have your presentation, you're going to make the screencast. The screencast is going to be the link. It is how you will link your presentation onto this discussion board. So once you have your screencast and you have it downloaded as a YouTube video, then you take your YouTube video and your presentation and you find your group. So your group would be up here. You would click on your group, and then you would hit reply, and you would put your YouTube link into this discussion board. And I would also like it if you put your presentation link into the discussion board. So that way your peers can watch your discussion board link, which is just a very easy YouTube link, and then you will be responding. So by the 4th day of the lesson, day 4 of the lesson, you need to upload your YouTube link of your presentation and your presentation file. And then by day 7 of this lesson, you will respond to 2 peers commenting on what was similar in their presentation to your own and what was different. So with this being more open-ended, you may have thought about your environment in a different way, or schedule, or expectation. So I want you to use this time to not only think through how you process the information from lesson 3, but you also get to watch 2 peers' videos and look at their presentations to see how they processed it. So, as always, there is a rubric for this assignment. So make sure to view the rubric and grade yourself. Do I have all of these components? So the contents for this are worth 25 points. Making sure that each slide contains details from the course. Each slide or each area is talking about the specific topic, which could be schedule, expectations, environment, and also talking about the prompts. Did you think through the next step? How does it promote social positivity in your classroom? How does it reduce stress? And then you want to make sure you have at least 2 citations from course material within all of your slides to make sure that you are saying, hey, I learned this information in module 3. This is information that we are learning and working through in this class. You also will have your voiceover, which is the screencast. So your screencast needs to be in a YouTube link, and that needs to be put onto the discussion board. And then you will have 2 peer responses. So all of this is adding up to equal 40 points within this assignment. If you have any questions about this assignment, please reach out.